all, I am Felicia from the blog feliciagraves.com, and today I'm going to take all of these ingredients on my counter and turn it into minestrone soup. And today I am actually tripling the recipe. That is why there is so very much food on this counter, is because I am tripling the recipe to make one for my family for dinner and then 2 extra ones that I'm going to be giving away. But all of the ingredients and exact measurements you need to make it just one regular time is going to be listed for you in the description box below. Okay, let's make some delicious soup. Here in Texas, we are just getting into some fall weather, and for me, that means lots of comfort food and just kind of slowing down. You know, I try to live a slower life in general, but summer always seems to kind of get away from me with the busyness of it all, which there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's a lot of fun and we do a lot of wonderful activities during the summer. But there is nothing quite like the cooler weather of fall and just slowing down and finding that comfort and warmth in being home. And one of the things I love most about just that warm, comforting fall feeling is all of the delicious soups and stews that we get to make once the weather cools down. I live in Austin, Texas, and it has been a brutally hot summer this year. So I am incredibly grateful for all of the rain and the cooler weather that we are getting right now. It's not quite what I would call sweater weather, but it is out of the triple digits. In fact, it's like hovering around the 80s recently. So I am just all for it and diving in head first to all of the delicious comfort food that comes with this time of year. We're getting into that time of year where we're focusing on our gratitudes and things that we're thankful for. And just the holiday season of Thanksgiving and Christmas to me always feels like a lighter time of year. It feels like people are more willing to help others and kind of go out of their way a little bit to be kind. Maybe that is just me romanticizing the holiday season, but I really have always felt that people seem to be nicer this time of year. And it has me thinking about ways that I can be a blessing to others, because I have been so fortunate with my website and being here on YouTube that I would really like to be able to pay that forward. So what I'm doing today is I am tripling this recipe, and I'm going to give 2 of those recipes, 2 of those meals away to some local families. And that's something that I have been trying to do a lot more of more recently, especially with a lot of the meals I make where I do the one for now, one for later, you know, and a lot of times I do that for freezer meals. But right now my freezer is pretty full. I'm very blessed in that way. And so I just want to pay it forward and help some other local families who would really benefit and be grateful for a nice home-cooked meal that they didn't have to make themselves. In this case, all they're really going to have to do is just throw it in the Instant Pot or on the stovetop and just heat it up and let it finish cooking that way. And that's it. And then they have a delicious meal that is super hearty, healthy, homemade, and hopefully will be a blessing for them. To be honest with you, I really went back and forth about whether or not I should share publicly that this is something I've been doing more frequently, because I didn't want it to seem like I'm trying to brag or, get recognition for that. Ultimately, why I'm deciding to share that with you is because I really hope that it will encourage you to find some creative ways that you can be a blessing to others. I don't necessarily have the means to go and donate to a lot of charities or some of the more conventional ways of giving, but this is something that I can do, and I am sure there are things that you're good at, maybe things that are part of your career or your passions, that you could use those gifts in order to bless other people. So I really want to encourage you during this nice cozy season, as we're coming up on the holiday season, to try to think about some ways that you could bless others with your gifts. I do want to say that while I am filling up these bags here, this soup makes a phenomenal freezer meal. But I just wanted to say that I am actually using 2-gallon Ziploc bags here instead of the traditional 1-gallon bag that I would more frequently get from the store, because when the spinach is not cooked and it takes up a lot of room and there's just so many ingredients, that I just feel better using the 2-gallon bag. That way it's less likely to explode on me. So it's a great freezer meal, but if you do it, you might want to use a 2-gallon bag, or maybe double bag it if you're doing it in a 1-gallon bag, because it gets very, very full very quickly. Up for the Instant Pot, I am actually going to be packaging the pasta separately for these 2 meals that I'm giving away, because when you make it in the Instant Pot, it's super fast, but you don't add the pasta until later on in the cooking process, and all of those details are on the blog post in the recipe for you. I just wanted to explain to you what it is that I was doing. That way you wouldn't wonder why I'm not just adding the dry pasta into the bags that I already have. It's because I want them to be able to, if they choose to use the Instant Pot instead of the slow cooker or the stovetop, to be able to follow those cooking directions. Can be a blessing to others, I'm really not thinking of things that are necessarily fancy or extravagant. I'm thinking more of offering to help with laundry, or sending a just because card in the mail. I also love the idea of, meeting somebody to go for a walk together. Or maybe you can't make a home meal for somebody like I'm doing here, but you could bake some cookies or cupcakes. You could trade babysitting with another mom. Take someone's dog for a walk if they themselves don't want or are not able to get out. Just little small things that don't take up an enormous amount of our time, but could be the biggest blessing to someone else. just trying to find those little creative ways that we can bring a smile to someone's face, I think is such a wonderful way to approach this time of year, this season of giving and thankfulness and coziness. Is just so great to share that warmth and that love with others who may need a little bit of help. I hope that wherever you are in the world, that you are also experiencing some beautiful weather and really getting into that just great fall vibes with all the comfort food and the soups and stews and breads. It's just one of my absolute favorite things. I love fall and I love just the ambiance of it. And I really do enjoy this soup. I've been making it for several years now. It is one of my family's favorites. It makes a fantastic freezer meal, and it's just so healthy and hearty and really filling, and you can stretch it so far, which can be a mega blessing. So if you make it, please let me know. I would love to hear what you think about it, and I will see you in the next video.